Exchange traded funds, ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, the big talk, specifically on the BlackRock issue that we've been having as of lately, and that should be soon be shaking the crypto market. My name is Livingstone, Empire Crypto TV. Please be sure to subscribe. Please click that like button. Today we're having a very interesting topic and also as well educational as well. On my screen right there, as you can see, this is BITO, or BITO if I should say, Exchange Traded Funds, ETFs, one of the ETFs. So there are people who don't want to own Bitcoins, but rather want exposure to cryptocurrency assets. And these ETFs are the platforms that provide that exposure. Without owning them, it's like watching shares. You just have to invest in a company and you watch it grow or it goes down. The trading, the whole complex technicality of things relies on those exchange-traded funds. This is one of them, one of the assets that is on the Trading View platform. You can get it, you can observe it, see how it goes, but I'm worried about the volume. As you can see, it has a lot of gaps. But let us learn first about exchange traded funds first before ETFs, and I want to go into the definition itself. Okay, ETFs definition, how it works. Bitcoin exchange traded funds, ETFs in short, are pools of Bitcoin related assets offered on traditional exchanges. Traditional exchanges, New York Stock Exchange, JSE, you know, any country that has a central exchange, they can also offer BTC exposure, because Bitcoin is primarily known as, you know, only in the cryptocurrency exchanges like your Binance, restricted to those levels. But ETFs also allow them to also be exchanged on the exchanges like your New York Stock Exchange, like shares, like the traditional shares, as they say, offered on traditional exchanges by brokerages to be traded as ETFs. So you don't need to do any trading like you would do for Binance or Bybit or any crypto exchange, or even hold Bitcoin. You can't even own Bitcoins in this case. You just have exposure to cryptocurrency assets or Bitcoin on the price movements, but traded, because they differ from different ETFs. Okay, so they are not on a fixed price movement. All right. Okay. The intent behind these ETFs is to give retail investors and investors not comfortable investing in cryptocurrencies access to them without actually owning them. There are people still skeptic, like in the situation of FTX last year, where the company collapsed, and other cryptocurrencies that are exposed to hacking and all sorts of digital and online criminal activities. So there are people who are not comfortable with that, but they still want to trust the old traditional ways, like your New York Stock Exchange, JSE if you're in South Africa, and they feel way safer in that space. So these ETFs are loaded into these government-owned, if I should say, yes, they are government-owned exchanges, but they have cryptocurrencies, where cryptocurrency use blockchain, of course, doesn't need a central authority like the government and so forth. But in this case, there are people who are still interested in investing in cryptocurrency, provided that they still have the old system intact into it. Okay, because people think, when you think about crypto, you just think about Binance. You can think exchanges wise, you think about Bybit, you know, but here you can also have access or exposure to cryptocurrency, but you're not gonna own them. These are 6 best Bitcoin ETFs of June 2023. Watch out for these if you are interested in this type of asset class investment. That's why we are sharing it with you, all crypto investors, we also educate you as going forward. Okay, Pro Share Bitcoin strategy. So they have an asset of BITO, for example. This is ETF, Pro Shares Bitcoin strategy. So they have expense ratio of 0.95%. Asset under management is $997 million. Crypto or Bitcoin assets, that is. Investing strategy, as you can see, Bitcoin futures. Now there's another company, we'll do another video on BlackRock. I want to separate that subject because they are coming with a system whereby they are not going to use Bitcoin futures, where futures you hold a contract and you're hoping for a price to go up or down based on what you believe in as a trader. But here, spot market, they want to introduce a spot market rather than futures. The SEC is very strict. They want only futures. But BlackRock is coming with the spot market. I'll do a separate video based on that subject, on BlackRock and them coming into the ETF space, space to also provide exposure for cryptocurrency investors like these companies do, like Pro Shares. Let us look at what Pro Shares. They have BITO. I think I have it on the chart already. But BITO or All Shares also own these, this one here, BT as well. Let's look at BT. Also by Pro Shares, expense ratio 0.95%. Asset under management, this one is $139 million. Okay, and then they have investing strategy, decline in Bitcoin futures. Okay, so but still status as futures. Okay, let us just look at this point here. I just want to look at a BT on the chart. That's what I mean. Let's look at BT. Come right here if you know how to use trading view. Okay, let's just type, go to all BT. Let's look at the chart. Okay, there is on top. It's run by the same asset manager, by the same exchange traded fund. They have these gaps. I think volume is still low for now. Not much of trading can be happening in these kind of gaps. Okay, this is how it looks like, and this is the current price. It's sitting at $18.64 if you want to get involved with BT. If you have $18.64, you can issue and buy a portion of BT, this exchange traded funds, like you would buy shares on the New York Stock Exchange or the JSE if you are in South Africa. Let us look at another one, another VanEck. Okay, we have XBTF. Let's look at it right here on the trading view. XBTF. Let's see what they've got. All right, that's it there with the V. Oh, look at that. You see, these charts look quite strange. Volatility is there, but they scare me. So this is how I also study whether to invest into something, whether it be crypto, whether it be stocks, whether it be in Forex. I study the chart first, see how it looks like. Like sometimes these kinds of charts, they scare me, but I don't want to put any negative thoughts on anyone, but you can look it up yourself. But it's dotted, you know, it doesn't have that thing that says that, you know, there's volume and then there's nothing. There's just, not that there's nothing, I mean, like there is, you know, a lot of gaps in between, you know, so there's not much trading that's taking place in terms of this ETF. Let us look at another ETF as well. After VanEck, you have Valkyrie. Okay, before I go on, they have asset under management. That's why they have $44 million asset management. So having fewer asset management also, I think, also affects the chart, how it looks currently right now. We have Valkyrie, which is Valkyrie Bitcoin Strategy ETF, 0.95% expense ratio, $31 million under management. Bitcoin futures, they all have futures. That's the SEC regulation right there, putting on the stamp. Let's look at this one. BTF, it says, okay, BTF, let's look at BTF. under Valkyrie, managed by Valkyrie. BTF, let's see how it looks like right there. BTF, all right. Okay, also Valkyrie, that's the V right there. All right. Okay, looks better than the previous chart, I would say, for a $36 million under assets, but you can see that there is still some struggles that go with it. Okay, let us go on faster now, and I want to go down to simplify. They have Maxi as their under name. Let's check it out, Maxi. We have Maxi. Let's check it out how Maxi looks like. All right, Maxi, stablecoin, Nasdaq that's the one right there. Okay, this one is ooh, look at the chart right there. You see, that's the warning sign. I can't see a thing. So it's in the top 6. So that's why it's important for someone to do their research. It's very important for people to do research on investing. So just opening up people's eyes on these investments classes, particularly this concerns crypto. So these people have not been trading that much, as you can see. All right. Okay, let's go to that. Now it says $24 million under asset management, expense ratio 0.97%, Bitcoin futures as well. Simplify, and they've got Maxi. And they have Global X. They are managing ETF bits. Let's see bits right there. Go to bits. All right, that's it. Global X is the one right on top on Nasdaq. Right. Can you see the nature of the charts of these ETFs? You can now begin to understand if there's any kind of volatility happening there. And these are managed asset classes, I should say. So they are traded, exchanged in your traditional crypto, not crypto exchange, but in your traditional government exchange, under SEC regulated type of exchanges. But looking at them like this, for me, there is lack of trading taking place within the ETFs. But if you are interested not in buying cryptos, not investing in cryptos directly through crypto exchanges, this can also give you exposure to crypto, but you cannot own them. Let us look through some of the articles that are compiled on the reading on some of these ETFs, okay? Going down, all right, why don't Bitcoin ETFs own Bitcoin? Why they don't, all these ETFs, all these exchange traded funds. None of the 6 ETFs on our list own actual Bitcoin. Instead, they hold Bitcoin futures contracts, and in some cases, the shares of companies and other ETFs active in the cryptocurrency space. Bitcoin ETFs don't own Bitcoin because the SEC once again is concerned that BTC is traded on non-regulated cryptocurrency exchanges. So they are trying to regulate it through these ETFs. SEC Chair Gary Gensler is on the record stating that given the novel character of cryptocurrencies, relying on the proven and highly regulated futures market is a much safer approach for Bitcoin exchange traded funds. Hence, these vehicles, ETFs, are vehicles that can protect investors towards cryptocurrency investment or exposure, in other words. What I also took away from this article, why should I buy a Bitcoin ETF instead of Bitcoin itself? Some investors may feel safer getting exposure to Bitcoin in their portfolios by purchasing a professionally managed ETF than they do owning actual BTC. Widespread adoption of Bitcoin as an investment is relatively recent, and some people may be concerned about hacking or losing passwords. That is quite common about hacking especially, or private keys needed to access their investment when it's stored in a secure Bitcoin wallet. Some people find quite complicated when they are going through these crypto exchanges, your Bybit, Xbit, and so forth. And in addition, not everyone has found that buying Bitcoin via a crypto exchange is for them. It's just not for them. Maybe it can be too complicated for them. Okay, so they need some people to handle things for them that are too complex. Okay, while almost anyone can open a Coinbase account, for instance, not everyone is comfortable doing so. Others may be restricted to buying and selling securities in their traditional brokerages account for various reasons. Of course, many people choose to invest for retirement in an individual retirement account, IRA, or a 401k plan. Okay, that is very, very much handled by our traditional markets. Those are kind of, people who want to retire for years and years, just been holding. Sometimes, you can be holding some crypto investment in an exchange only to find out that over the years they get hacked and sometimes they fall apart, like lately FTX, as of last year, Mr. Bankman-Fried and the guys over there. If a retirement investor would like to get a modest amount of exposure to Bitcoin without opening an account, at a crypto exchange or a Bitcoin IRA, owning shares of a Bitcoin ETF isn't a terrible option. So those are some of the reasons why these ETFs exist. Though they exist, but I do understand that this is not for people who would like to trade bits or ETFs such as these, because not much of action is taking place, but it is there for people to observe them as market volatility continues going up and down. I'm looking to make another video about BlackRock, which is very much related to this subject and which can skyrocket the price of Bitcoin, which is currently sitting at $30,000 per coin. It's been there for almost a week. Let's see what happens when BlackRock steps in, and I'll be doing a video on that. Please be sure to click that like button and please do subscribe. Empire Crypto TV, and thank you very much. Until next time.